Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at 214's Highlander Hunter. Highlander Hunter has been one of the kind of standout decks, I think, of this expansion, especially when we take away a lot of the Control Warrior decks and a lot of the various mage decks that have kind of been plaguing the ladder quite recently, the ones that have, I think, deservedly seen a bit of a nerf in their strategies. Highlander Hunter was, I guess, a much derided archetype, as a lot of Hunter archetypes tend to be at the start of an expansion, but has kind of come out as being quite powerful. What 214 has got here, though, is something a little bit different. I think a lot of the Highlander Hunter decks that I've seen, or at least the ones that are on HS replays that I see floating around over on Twitter, they are more of a spell-based Highlander Hunter. They use a lot of secrets, they use a lot of the spells that summon minions, and they have this really great late-game powerhouse in Uldum. So especially when you're trying to drag the game late, and you're playing a lot of cards that do destroy minions, do summon minions, things like that, you tend to get quite a lot of value out of it, and it allows you to outvalue even decks like Control Warrior and things like that. Not all the time, but it certainly gives you a shot in some matchups where you otherwise wouldn't have a shot. What 214 has here is something a little bit different. It's more of a mech-based Highlander Hunter. You can see that we've got basically every mech that's good. It kind of seems like 214 just chucked mech into the search bar and just slammed a bunch of stuff in here. But a lot of the mechs are good, particularly the Venomizer is really one of the standout mechs, being able to magnetic onto one of your smaller minions, take some good trades. We've got Snip Snap in here. Like I said, it's a who's who of great mechs. To complement that, we've of course got the Highlander cards. In case you haven't seen the Highlander cards before, we'll go through them very quickly. The first one is Zephyrus the Great. This is the neutral one, and probably one of the best reasons to be playing the Highlander decks. It's a 2-mana 3/2. It says, if your deck has no duplicates, which is the Highlander clause, wish for the perfect card. And it takes quite a lot of things into account. If your opponent's quite low, you're likely to get burned. If your opponent has a full board, you're likely to get a board clear. Hopefully we get some good examples of how good Zephyrus can be. And the other one is Dino Tamer Brand. 7 mana, 2/4, Battlecry. If your deck has no duplicates, summon King Crush. So that's 7 mana, 10, 12 worth of stats, 8 of which has charge, which is phenomenal. It's a great power play. So those are the two main parts of the deck. You've got the mech part of the deck, we've got the Highlander part of the deck, and there's a lot of small control elements to fill things in. We've got the Bomb Toss in here, Unleash the Hounds. I'm surprised that there's not more cards like Deadly Shot or Marked Shot in here. We're really dedicating pretty hard to a big creature force. Some other highlights, we've got a pretty interesting late game in Boommaster Flark and Seamet. Seamet, I guess, makes a lot of sense. It's proven to be one of the more powerful late game drops that you can be playing. Quite flexible. Rush Wind Fury to take down multiple minions. Rush Divine Shield to get a nice free trade and leave you with a body. Divine Shield Wind Fury to potentially set up a big lethal turn. Boommaster Flark, though, I'm a little bit down on this card. I'm not too sure how good it's going to be. I guess it depends on how easily we can get our opponent to a low amount of life, how good we can work with the bombs, with magnetic and things like that. But that's a card that I'll be paying quite a lot of attention to. I think the overall thing we need to be paying attention to is how good are these mechs, how good is this Highlander creature strategy, especially compared to playing a Highlander spell strategy, which is proven to be extremely effective. So regardless, big shout out to 214 for the deck. Of course, if you are watching on YouTube, all the links are in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Pretty please jump over there, give 214 a +1, leave a lovely thoughtful comment, like I know you will, and it looks like they are going to write up a bit of a guide there. If you are going to be playing this deck, jump over there, check out the Mulligan guide, check out any other thoughts that 214 had, and regardless, let's jump into some games. Okay, up against the Warrior Menace. I think this is going to be a real task for us. I think I might actually keep the Sandbinder. I've been pretty happy with the selection of cards that it finds. Hopefully we can get some lower drops. Pretty greedy to not send back the Sandbinder, I think. But I'm a greedy kind of guy. But yeah, I think this is a good testing point for us, because one of the matchups I felt like we probably get crushed in is Control Warrior, or even like a mid-rangey warrior. I think could be pretty dangereux. Plays Galvanizer, reduce this Harvest Golem by 1. I mean, I don't think it's getting much better. We have so little card draw in this deck. In fact, pardon me, is this Galvanizer even worth it? I feel like the hand that you'd have to make it worthwhile would be like Galvanizer, like Explodinator War Gear, Ziliax, Mechanical Whelp, Missile Launcher. You probably have to have 2 of those really high cost mechs, at least.
Let's go.
My shield for Argus!
Let's go.
I think I'm happier with the Defender of Argus there than the Sandbinder. Though we do have to get this Sandbinder down at some point to help us curve a bit. Yuck.
No tomb can hold me.
I will show you fear. Into the breach!
Still pretty concerned about our opponent having Dynamatic, even Militia Commander. This Restless Mummy really, I think, just took that Warrior mid game way over the top. Like, how do you ever die in the early game with access to Dynamatic, Militia Commander, Town Crier to make sure that you have like Restless Mummy or Ziliax, or the Militia Commander? How do you ever lose the early game with access to cards like that? Kind of think we might want to snip snap onto these two, because it puts them out of the range of the Warpath.
Crumble! The breach!
Puts him out of the range of Warpath, and if he brawls, our opponent brawls rather, we do get a bunch of lads in play. And we get to fire back with a Seamit, which we'll probably have to put a Divine Shield on to make sure it doesn't just die to a
This place is scary.
an Execute or a Plague of Wrath or a Shield Slam or something like that. I think if we can hit a couple of good top decks. I mean, our opponent's playing an Omega Devastator on turn 6. think we want to go for the mechanical whelp this
Into
turn.
the breach! Into the breach! Crumble!
Actually, I guess we can save the mechanical whelp for with the fireworks tech. I don't want to play the Siamat.
Look out below!
Maybe we should have just traded. Maybe. It's a tough situation, and obviously we can't play around everything. It's gonna be a coin warpath 4 times. Yeah. So that will kill our board, but it leaves us with a bunch of 1/1s. 5 1/1s, which our opponent can then trade into. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, actually, hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we can fireworks tech on the bomb to trigger it.
I wonder what this does.
Spicy lethal right there. Spicy lethal. Surprised we won that. Surprised we won that. After all my moaning about how unbeatable Warrior is in the mid game, I guess we managed to just go over the top. Part of me feels like that was probably one of those Highlander Warriors. Kind of a bit goofy, though. Maybe we're not giving ourselves enough credit, or giving this deck enough credit. GG's. Hey there everyone, Tommy Wave here, and I just wanted to let you know about a new way that you can help support the channel, and that's by using my Blizzard affiliate link. Down in the description you can find the link, and it takes you over to the Blizzard store, which you can buy almost everything from, especially Hearthstone packs, new solo expansions, that type of stuff. And if you do so using my code, I do get a bit of a kickback, which certainly helps out the channel, and it's at no additional cost to yourself. So feel free to use that, or use your favorite content creators code. Regardless, we'll jump back into the games, and hopefully we get some wins.
Tremble before the might of the elves.
Alright, up against Druid here. Keep the Zephyrus. Oh, possibly we should have kept the Unleash the Hounds, actually. I haven't seen the usage rates, but do know that Token Druid hasn't gotten worse. Still maintaining a pretty high win rate. Let's hope that this is Quest and not a turn 1 Acorn Bearer.
This be our neck of the woods.
Jeez.
Your wish is my suggestion.
Yeah, let's get on top of this.
Alakazam!
What shall we hunt?
what to do.
Acquiring system.
Job's done.
Awesome. They have the Taunt Man as well.
Access denied.
We really got to put some work in before they start forest seeding, though. That's it, huh? Yikes. Flark is gonna have to put a lot of work in this game.
Such wondrous flora. Strap in. It's not just last.
I don't think we can possibly beat
Curious.
that deck if they have one forest seed. Like we would have to, I think we'd have to top deck like Bran now, and like Leroy the turn after or something.
Standard time on Earth.
Leok. Misha. Just wanted to make sure we could get a hero power in there. I think I value that a bit more than having a galvanizer out. No, maybe that's wrong. Still think we're going to need to get real lucky. Especially if our opponent has the taunt guy. I keep forgetting the name, but it's the Similar to Arcane Tyrant. If you played a spell that costs 5 or more, it's free, but it's a, I think it's a 3/4 or a 3/5 with Taunt rather than a 4/4. Okay, so they're going Bees and then like Blessing of Ancients.
Sands of time run low.
And then what? Hero Power, which takes down the Jelly Bot. That's pretty good. That's also pretty good. So if we go for the Unleash the Hounds,
Shoot.
we hit our opponent for 4, 5, 6, puts our opponent to 7, which means if we do draw the Dino Timber Brand, we do win. Possibly. Can't think of any other real plays that we have, so. I guess we probably could have done some math for a second and figure out if our opponent has lethal with like a Savage Roar. Maybe another Blessing of Ancients or something. Can you play both next turn if you draw it? It does cost 7, but it means we can get a Hero Power in this turn and next turn. I mean, the other thing is, what cards can we draw that would punish our opponent for going to 7? 7 minions? I mean, like, that we could also play. It's like, we still have the Goblin Bomb in play. So like, Replicating Menace or War Gear or something. We'd have 5 plus the 6. Guess we just go for the like Divine Shield Taunt. Because even if we take Rush, we're not actually getting anything off the board. I think we're just maybe hoping that we can survive a turn or two, get a lucky draw. Yikes. Never mind. It's probably lethal, right? Let's find out. Well, actually, maybe not. We're on 30. They got 5 attacks at 4, so it's 22. Oh, opponent goes to 7. Dino Tamer Brand off the top, and that does it. Also, Leroy does it, so 2 in 16. Let's go! Ah! Better lucky than good, friends. Better lucky than good. I do have legendary skill. Thank. Tastes good, friends. Tastes good. GG's. Well played. We are back in the control center with 214's Highlander Hunter, Mech Highlander Hunter, and we played a bunch of games. And the deck was really quite fun. I actually was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. The kind of gameplay of having a bunch of really different mechs, and it feels like every game kind of flows a bit differently, especially when you compare it to decks with a lot of consistency with cards like, you know, Warrior with Town Crier and things like that, or Quest decks, which just kind of start with their game plan in play. It's really enjoyable. I think if you're the type of person who wants to play a Highlander deck, you've got Zephyrus, you've got Bran, or maybe you're just missing one of those, but you want to play a Highlander deck that isn't trying to drag the game really long and play like a control strategy, this is probably one of the best decks out there for that type of stuff. We mentioned in the intro that with a lot of aggressive decks, they don't really lend themselves towards these kind of Highlander style decks. A lot of our value and a lot of our power is placed in only a few cards like Zephyrus, like Bran and things like that. And aggressive decks have less turns. Well, in general, their game plan goes for less turns, so they have less turns to draw it. But I think with Sandbinder, you can really get a fair amount of consistency and make sure that you see the Zephyrus and Siamet and hopefully the Bran in most games. There were a couple of cards that I wasn't too impressed with. Namely, I think the Galvanizer kind of stood out as a card that really just feels kind of awkwardly placed. We never really had too many mechs in our hand and we'd have to have the Galvanizer at a reasonable time as well. It's terrible top deck, so I'd like to see the Galvanizer cut from the deck, and I'd really like to see some form of removal. I think something like a baited arrow or a deadly shot. The deck's not playing any weapons, so I think something like a Desert Spear or something along those lines could actually be really good as well. Or something like Unleash the Beast, which functions as semi-removal, puts a threat on the board, and gives you a bit more grind, which is something that we definitely don't have a lot of. Big shout out to 214 for the deck. Really awesome. Really loved playing this deck. Jump over the Hearthstone deck article, link in the description. Give them a +1. Spread some love. Let me know what you think of Highlander decks. Let me know what you think of Highlander Hunter in the comments section. Until next time, though, stay safe, stay wavy, and be great. Bye. Wow, what a great video. For more of my suspect play choices, be sure to check out one of the videos next to my head, and make sure that you subscribe to get more Hearthstone content in your subscription feed.